pepperoni, cheese, and mustard moneymakers. We are back. Big as life, and I'd say twice as ugly, but I'd be lying, because we ain't that ugly. Quick shout out to everybody who's been giving all the positive feedback on the social medias. Thank you guys on Facebook, on Twitter, even Twitch, YouTube as well. Thank you guys for the positive comments. It's been a while since we've been here, but we're back. And twice as big now, I promise. We're going to try to be twice as big, okay? So, with the whole subscribe Twitter thing, followers, and Twitch stuff. We'll work on that. We'll work on that. From me, honestly, thank you guys to you for all the great comments, for the positive vibes. I appreciate it. I do this for fun. I have fun doing this, and for me, more than anything else, this is therapy. I get to vent a little bit and have some fun. So thank you guys for wanting me to come back and do more. We promise we're going to bring it all back. We're going to bring some new stuff. I'm going to do a special little update video to give you guys an update on what we are going to be doing. So stay tuned to that. But right now, let's kick off with some more crazy people. Suicide Squad. I was actually going to do a separate video on this, where I was going to talk about how one was going to be the review video and the other one was going to be the, shall we say, more what did and didn't work video. But I figured, why the hell would I just give you two videos? That's just clickbait. Why would I do that? Let's be real here. I will give you a quick little review of Suicide Squad and then talk about what I think worked and what didn't work with this movie itself. So let's go. You've got one train of thought that says, this movie fucking sucks. It doesn't follow the source material. God, this thing is stupid. The villain is dumb as hell. They didn't capture any of the essence of the comic book. It is just dumb, stupid DC cash-in on favorite characters of ours, and I don't like it. It sucks. Don't go see it. The other side of that coin is, it was fun. The movie was just fun. Now, I don't know a lot of the comic book stuff, but it was a fun, different take on the movie, on the characters, and I got a kick out of it. I don't see why you don't like it so much. Different isn't bad. Different can be good. I mean, let's face it, different doesn't always mean bad. Different just means different. Now, in regards to where I fall in that, I kind of fall right in the middle of that. I agree with the one side that says because something is different, it's a good thing. In this case, different is good because it's not the same stuff we've seen in the past. Different, of course, and does not always mean better or good, because we all know what happens when you try to be different from the original source material, or whatever, and you screw it up! Something fierce. I ain't done with that yet. Don't worry. Suicide Squad is an enjoyable ride. It's fun. It's different than what you might expect from DC. After the crazy serious ride that we got with Batman v Superman, it's nice to see something be more jovial, more fun. And that's what Suicide Squad, I think, was meant to be for all of us. I think watching that movie, you don't go in there thinking you're expecting to see Oscar-winning performances from anybody. You're going in there to see different. It's different, right off the bat. It's not the Avengers. It's not Fantastic Four. Oh, thank God for that one. It's not the X-Men. It's not any of that. It's different. It's a different kind of team. The problem with movies nowadays is that because Avengers and Marvel has set everything up in a certain way, that's what everybody pretty much expects. Now, I myself personally am burned out on Marvel movies currently. I'm not gonna lie. I'm burned out. Hence why I didn't review Civil War earlier this year. I'm just kind of burned out on the style that Marvel's doing. Not because it's bad, but because I'm just burned out on it. I just don't want to see it as much or put much time into it. I'll watch the movies, but that's pretty much it. Marvel's been at this for the last roughly 8 years. It's damn near a decade of setting up these heroes. DC is playing catch-up and trying to do this as fast as they possibly can. And that really is a problem for them now when it comes to, like, things the Justice League or whatever. But the same can be said for something like Suicide Squad. What makes this movie great, if you meet, in my opinion, is the team dynamic. It's the characters that drive this movie. Now, I myself never read a Suicide Squad comic book. I'll be honest, I haven't. I wanted to. Believe me, I really did. But I didn't get a chance to before the movie came out. I know the characters, all of them, from Captain Boomerang, all from through The Flash, to all the Batman villains. I know them all through all this stuff in different incarnations, through cartoons and animated movies and any other media. But I've never actually read a Suicide Squad titled book. So I don't know the source material in terms of their team dynamic, but I got a kick out of seeing those characters come to life. Obviously, Margot Robbie chews up the spotlight with that portrayal of Harley Quinn. Awesome stuff. How she did it, I don't know. She brought that Harleen Quinzel out in her, and it was awesome. Chews the scene up every time she's on screen. And following that is no doubt Will Smith, who, thank goodness, found his charisma again. Now, I say that because the last movie I watched with Will Smith in it was After Earth, and it really does take a lot out of you when a guy as enjoyable as Will Smith is sitting the entire movie going, "Take a knee, cadet. Take a knee, cadet. Take a knee, cadet." It's great to see him be back and being enjoyable and just charismatic. It's great. And that is what makes this movie fun. It's a blast. It's a thrill ride. The movie is funny, okay? It's actually funny. It's an enjoyable movie to watch. It's not perfect by no means. It's got its problems. And I'll get to what I said didn't work. I'll get to that. And the fact is, at the end of the day, I gotta say that Suicide Squad is kind of a big deal.
Whoa.
Now, what didn't quite work? The elephant in the room on this one is with the one everybody almost agrees on, and that's the villain, you know. I'm going to give you a plot point or two, but it's not going to spoil it, so I guess semi-spoiler warning? That thing? I don't know. The first part of the movie, they use the as the driving point to get the government to be on board with the Suicide Squad aspect, you know? That this team that they're going to put together. And then all of a sudden, this turns on them and becomes the main villain. And she says, "I've been around for so many thousands of years, but I'm gonna go get my brother's spirit and we're gonna be together. It's gonna be awesome." And then her brother is there and they're like, "Oh, what is going on, sister?" And she's like, "Oh, man is ruled by machines and they worship machines now. We used to be ruled. We must make a machine. Wait, we were never around though. We shouldn't know what machines are, but we're gonna build a machine." And chia pet monsters with eyes and things and hallucinations and what the fuck is going on here? Again, I don't know, but what the fuck? It seems convoluted when I say it, I'll be honest, but it's not that bad when you watch the movie. It's just, it doesn't make a lot of sense. First, she used the driving point, like, hey, we can't control her, and then all of a sudden, no, we can't control her, now she's the bad guy, and it's like... Here's the thing that I myself is the other part of what I think didn't work with the Suicide Squad, and that is, simply put, the Joker. Before you flip out and say, "Oh, is he going to start talking about how bad he thinks that the Joker was, or there's only one Joker, and that's Heath Ledger?" No. Okay, allow me to clarify. First and foremost, Heath Ledger ain't the only Joker, okay? Heath Ledger played that role one time, knocked it out of the park, deserves all the credit. Yeah, Jack Nicholson's the Joker. Yeah, Jack Nicholson deserves credit for being the Joker. Oh, you're talking about Cesar Romero. Yeah, he's the Joker. Yeah. Yes, again, Cesar Romero is one of the Jokers. But no, if there's anybody who deserves to be called the Joker more than anybody else, it's the guy who's been playing that role for damn near 25 years. And that's Mark Hamill, okay? So when you say there's only one Joker, you're right. If there is only one, that's the one. No offense to anybody else or the other actors portraying that character, but that is the Joker. And that doesn't change the fact that I thoroughly enjoyed Joker Leto. I think that was awesome. It was, again, another different take on the character, which is good. Change and different is good in this instance. The Joker really comes across as a mob boss almost this time around. And that's a really different take on the character that nobody's ever seen before. And it does such a great job that whenever they let Jared Leto have some fun with it, and you can tell the guy's having fun playing it, you can tell. And it works. I love the Joker's character. I love this Joker. I would love to see more of this Joker, and hopefully we will down the line. However, when I say something didn't work, it's not in Jared Leto's performance, it's not how David Ayer wrote or directed him, it's not that. It's how Warner Brothers chose to promote the movie. Now, if you take a look back down every single piece of promotional material with this movie, a lot of it features Jared Leto. You know, the fact is that everybody knew that the Joker was going to be redone again, and they had to use him as the driving point for people to see it. Like, for whatever reason, the Suicide Squad itself wasn't enough to drive this point. Now, yes, the Joker is a very vital part of the Suicide Squad lore, from what I understand, but he's not a part of it in the way that the other members are, like Deadshot, Harley Quinn, Captain Boomerang. They're not necessarily the same page as him. The Joker's always been a little bit on the sidelines, from what I understand. If I'm wrong, I apologize. Every new trailer we got was all about the Joker. New Joker footage, new Joker footage, new Joker footage, new Joker footage. And that's fine. But if you're gonna have the Joker in there, then you better have the frickin' Joker in there, okay? You can't just give me 10 minutes of Jared Leto spread out over a 2-hour movie and expect me to walk away happy. It's not gonna work, because that's one of the biggest issues with this movie. The Joker is not a vital part to this movie. For that matter, you could cut all of the Joker's scenes out of this movie and it wouldn't necessarily take away from it. Take away part of Harley Quinn's character development. Because that's all the Joker is in this movie. Okay, this might be a spoiler, but not necessarily. The Joker's entire point in this movie is to get his hands back on Harley Quinn. The majority of his storyline is told in flashbacks. And if you ask me, this is where I would have changed a thing. Somebody said, what would you do differently in the movie if you say that the whole promotional material with the Joker was wrong? What would you do differently? Well, right off the bat, I wouldn't put Jared Leto as the second starring name on the poster. It was Will Smith, Jared Leto, Margot Robbie, and so forth. I would have put Will Smith, Margot Robbie, and then the rest of the cast. That's what I would have done. And then in the credits, on the poster, you know how they have the little credit thing on the bottom, the little blurb? I'd have said special appearance by Jared Leto. Because that way, people would have gotten more of an understanding of what kind of a role he will play in this movie. Because that's all he pretty much is. It's almost a bit part in this movie. And that's so upsetting because he deserves so much more. I would have not shown the Joker in the entire movie. Okay? Throughout the majority of the flashback scenes, you see him within his full glory and everything's cool. Now for me, I would have thought it made it a lot more powerful if you had just shown like shots over the shoulder or really close shots of the damage on his forehead. Or maybe just an eye, you know, as it looks around and twitches or something. You know, or whatever. I would have done something where you don't see the Joker. You just see parts of him. You see bits and pieces of him. Like instead of seeing the Joker strong-arm somebody, I would have preferred to just show a low shot of the guy sitting in the chair and then all of a sudden the Joker just put his hands on his shoulders and then the next scene would have been completely after that. That's what I would have done. All the way to the huge reveal of the Joker later in the movie, which would have been a lot more powerful. You build anticipation towards the Joker. Now granted, that would have mean we would have seen less of the character, yes. But it also would not have led us down the primrose path, which we were led to believe that the Joker was such a huge part in this movie. And that's the next thing I didn't think worked well. The fact that there was so much of the Joker apparently cut out, that apparently Jared Leto is very saddened and upset by this, saying that he could have had his own movie with all the footage they shot with just him and Harley. And I hope that they do something similar to Batman v Superman and release an Ultimate Edition, because that is how that really should have been seen all together. But until next time, guys, that's me, G Money, telling you guys thank you so much for watching. Thank you for bringing me back. I'm having a blast doing this again. I can't wait to see what we do next. But until next time, this is me, G Money, telling you guys peace.